Generally when it starts to get cooler outside and starts to get that temperature, you guys all start heading south, but you might get stuck in this northern part of the United States on your way down south to avoid this cold weather. We run into a couple phone calls that say, hey, my Aqua Hot's just not working, or my Aqua Hot's not heating up like it should, or we don't feel like we're getting enough hot water like we should. There's a couple things we're going to talk about. First and foremost is going to be the maintenance, and this is really simple to tell. We start this Aqua Hot and it fires up and it's got white smoke, or it's got blue smoke or gray smoke coming out of it. Those are all signs of what's going on internally of the Aqua Hot. The biggest thing we get is it lit, it started, but we had this big puff of smoke. And that is the #1 indicator that we need to do our annual maintenance to our Aqua Hot. So what happens is we need to be able to change the fuel filter and the fuel nozzle inside the Aqua Hot. Now, there's guys out there that do this all the time. This is something you can do on your own. Aqua Hot has a video showing that maintenance. They have an instruction manual of how to do that if you feel like doing that on your own. But remember that that's probably going to be the easiest thing to check, and most likely that is the issue, is that fuel nozzle's gotten clogged up and it just can't get enough fuel to air mixture, so we get that puff of smoke out here, and then we don't have the efficiency that we need in our Aqua Hot. So that is an annual maintenance. We need to be doing that at least every year. If you're one of those guys that doesn't use the motorhome very often, let's say we've got it stored up for about 2 or 3 months, you're going to have to do that maintenance a little bit sooner, and maybe you're going to have to do that twice a year, because what we know about diesel is that as diesel sits, it tends to gum up a little more and tends to gel up. So we need to be using that. If at all possible, to make this so it's just an annual maintenance, it'd be best practice to be able to operate your Aqua Hot, run your Aqua Hot every 30 days to get that cycling, so that we don't have that diesel fuel in there clogging up that fuel nozzle. So something to remember, usually when this thing is not firing, or we don't have the efficiency, or we don't get the hot water or the heat that we're looking for, it's generally pushed back to a maintenance issue where we need to just get in and put a new fuel filter and put a new fuel nozzle, clean that chamber out so that it has optimal operation.